Hello, guys. Welcome back to my channel, University with Marie. I am Marie. Thank you guys for returning to this live. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you continue to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Hey, Linda Gamble, how are you doing? Thanks, Jan, for coming through, guys. I really appreciate it, guys. Again, if you like the content, please hit the like button. And also, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel because over here we talk about real raw stuff, okay? Thank you, guys. All right, guys, let's get into it, shall we? I came back on live because this is let me get these diamonds off here because this is really kind of messing with me right now. Okay, yes. All right, guys. I came back on live today because I wanted to discuss. I was on another content creator's channel, and she made a comment a statement where she said, "I don't think that these women want to do things by themselves, that we were not made to do things by ourselves as a single woman," right? And she did make a good point. She was saying that, sometimes we have to kind of bow down to certain things that men do to us, that certain things that men do, period. She was saying that, we have to kind of, sacrifice a little bit. And I don't see nothing wrong with sacrificing, do y'all? I don't see anything with sacrificing. However, I just don't think that we need to accept irresponsibility, right? We don't need to accept ass whippies, right? And we don't need to accept someone that is utilizing substances or, that's down low, right? Those are the main things that in my book, in my opinion, that we shouldn't have to settle for. But she made a good point. She stated that, she doesn't think that we single women should have to go through things by ourselves, right? Through life by ourselves, or we should basically sacrifice. And again, I do believe in sacrificing. However, you don't want to sacrifice too much, right, ladies? You don't want to be with a man that implements DV. You don't want to be with a man that's a down low brother. So what do we do? And I was like, when I say, do you think we should settle? I'm speaking of, you think that we should settle for someone, kind of work with someone, try to say, for instance, on your list, how everyone has these goals of what type of man that they want. On your list, you may have, he has to make a 6-figure salary because I'm making 6 figures, right? With me, my opinion on that is that what I feel about that is that, no, he doesn't have to make 6 figures as I do. However, he does have to work. And again, guys, it's the thought that counts and it's his actions that count. Especially if you know how much he's getting paid, right? And he is doing what he can do, everything that what he can do, then that's a different story. What do you ladies think? I think that, if he is making maybe a $60,000 salary, the point is, if he is trying to take care of business in the house, right? In the home. That's what matters. So yes, I can sacrifice with that. I can sacrifice with that. Again, should we settle? I think in some cases we should be able to settle, but again, there's different aspects to it. It's again, when I say let's not settle for less, in my book, less is, again, someone who implements DV, someone who is undercover, someone who, just a straight up no, right, guys? Right, ladies? Just a straight up no. And there's a lot of women on here that are married, right? They are married. They, and they're proud to say that they've been married 20 years. However, a lot of these ladies, guys, have been through hell and back. And I just don't feel that I want to go through hell and back. I really don't want to go through hell and back. But again, this content creator was saying that, you have to sacrifice some things. But again, I don't want to go through hell and back. I really don't. I do have an article here. I guess I would present it. And this particular article says, never settle for less. Why women should never settle for less. Okay, let me get back over here. Yes. Stand by. Okay, I hope you guys can see me. This looks kind of funny. I'll just keep it that way. How about that? Hey, Marva, how are you doing? She said, get to know the person before you settle with someone, right? And I do believe that is true. Where she says women should not go through life without a mate, should not go through life without a husband, should not go through our life, struggling as we do. Some of us single women, because a lot of us single ladies, sometimes we can struggle, right? We do struggle to raise our kids solo dolo. We do, and we do need to ask the question as well that, when is the right time for us to introduce our children to our possible soulmate, to our possible man, that is, right? Sorry, I'm just trying to put this on do not disturb. And so I was like, well, yes, of course we don't want to go through life solo dolo. We really don't. Hi, Shannon. We really don't want to go through life solo dolo. However, I just can't accept those three things that I just mentioned: DV, down low, and a substance abuser or an alcoholic. I just can't. I just refuse to do it, because I mean, and that's where the hell comes into fruition, don't you think? I have been with a alcoholic before, and it's no fun, guys. It's no fun at all. Alcoholics are the worst. They are the worst. They may be there financially, but the alcoholism is just, it's so many things come with it. It is. And so I just refuse to put up with it. Forget about the financial aspect. That goes out the window if you're an alcoholic. I wouldn't even date a man before, for a while that drank. I would not date a man that drank at all, because I was so traumatized from being with an alcoholic. So yes, again, we don't want to go through life solo dolo. We really don't. And I was just on another, guys. Let me just stop sharing this right quick. I was just at another content creators chat the other night, and this guy, he was a black man, but he was so rude. He spoke so rude, so ugly about black women. He did. He spoke. So I had to get out of that chat. That's how bad it was. And this guy, you can tell, honestly, guys, he really didn't have his damn self. He didn't have anything himself. He didn't. But he felt that he could speak on black women as he did. He called us everything from thoughts, from, he was extremely, extremely rude, guys. And I was like, wow, it's like, you don't even have a job, sir, but you're on here talking about black women as if, and he called himself a king. Not every black man is a king, right, ladies? Not every black man is a king. Let me look at your comments. Thank you so much. Hit the like button, guys. She said, you got to get to know the person before you settle. Absolutely. She said, hey, everyone. She said, you do not have to sacrifice some stuff, meaning we need to consider dating outside of our race. Right. Because again, I was at this other content creators channel, and this was a black man, and he spoke of us as if we were dirt on the ground. He did. She says, do a background check on a person, like criminal and financial. Absolutely. Absolutely, Linda. I agree. She says some of them are devils. Yes, a lot of them are devils. A lot of them are devils, honestly. But it's like in the manosphere on this platform. It's like they look at us and they say that we don't want to do right. We don't want to do right. We expect too much. No, we don't expect too much. We just expect our men, our quote unquote kings, to follow the normal protocol, right? And that is to work, have a job, to help out financially, to be there unconditionally, to love us, right, guys? That's the basics, guys. But they feel that, from what I hear over there, they feel like we are angry black women. We are fighters and we don't want to do right. No, it's not that. But we're expecting y'all as kings to do the basic things that need to be done, right, ladies? We're expecting them to do the basic things that need to be done, like work. Help take care of the house. That don't mean work and save your damn money in a separate bank account, stack your coins and haul ass at the end. That doesn't mean that. And see, that happens a lot. Hi, AC babies. That happens a lot in our community. It does. In the community as well, I see a lot of women walking miles to go to the store to get diapers for their kids, walking miles to go get milk or just the necessities they need to cook for that day, right? And they'll have a newborn baby. They'll have a newborn baby. And it's like, well, where is the daddy? Why he didn't leave the car there for you to be able to drive to the store? Things like that. Simple things like that, right, ladies? You have men that will make you take the bus home from work every day, and he's not even working. He's at home chilling, playing PlayStation, right, ladies? And here it is. You work all day, and then you have to take the bus home, and this man has a whole car sitting at home. That is I'm talking about that I won't accept. That is what I'm talking about. I won't accept. But again, we can work with men. We can work with men, guys. We want you to know that we can work with men. However, it just can't be on a ridiculous basis. It cannot. So, I just think that they have this narrative that Black women are angry Black women. We want too much. We're what is it? We're gold diggers. No, that's not the case at all. Because you'll see women with millionaires that are bowing down and that are still taking care of their womanly duties, right? Being faithful, being domesticated, all of that. Damn phone, all of that. So what's the problem with that? Why do we have to label us as angry Black women? I don't understand that. That guy on that channel, he really spoke so ugly of us. And again, this guy, you can tell he didn't have nothing. But it's like they want to bring nothing to the table, right? And want us to bring everything to the table. And that's not fair. That's not fair to us as women, is it? She said, I've been married to my husband for 29 years and we do everything together. That's awesome. He is 19 years older than me. Yes. I dated a gentleman that was way older than me as well. Sometimes it seems like the older they get, the more horse they get. Really, it's like you're going through the same thing with the older gentleman you would go through with a young man. Now, I do have girlfriends that are dating men that's younger than them, but these men are taking care of business, honey. And these women are taking care of business. They're making sure his food is hot when he get home. His food is done. They're being domesticated. They're doing everything, And guys, men, Black kings, a lot of us women, we do have the skills, right? We do have the skills to take care of you as a king. However, it goes both ways, right, ladies? It goes both ways. Marva says, with sons, also daughters, we have to be careful. Yes, we do. We really do. And I told my daughter, don't get pregnant before you get married. I know that the marriage is not going to keep him there. Or, it's just a point. You want to try to do things right. Period. If you do things right from the beginning, maybe so many things wrong won't come up, won't come up, you won't face a lot of hell throughout the relationship if you started off right, ladies? I'm just saying, I told her, don't be like your mom. Your dad was deported, so what could I do? I couldn't do anything on that. I really couldn't. But, a lot of times the men act like single women are single because it's something wrong. No, it's nothing wrong with most of the single women, right, ladies? Nothing wrong with us. It's just that we won't accept bullshit. We just can't accept it. Marissa says, still in commute, but I'm driving. Okay, no problem at all. Thank you so much. She says, yes, congratulations, Linda. She says, sounds like I've missed a lot. No, we actually just got on here about 8 minutes ago. Do the right thing. Thank you for joining, about 15 minutes ago. And so basically what we're discussing is, should women settle for less? And because I heard another content creator mention that, hey, I know you ladies don't want to go through life by yourself. I know you single women don't want to, do things by yourself. We don't want to do things by ourselves. However, we want to have a decent, moral life with our mate. Nothing toxic. We don't want the toxicity in our relationships, right, ladies? If you started off and you allow him to be toxic from the beginning, guess what? He's going to continue. You cannot change them. You cannot change the man, ladies. And I'm here to tell you, I've been in a couple of relationships. And unfortunately, I can say that. Unfortunately, I've been in a couple of relationships. And guess what? It's zero tolerance. Yes, I've been asked to marry someone. Yes. However, those red flags were what? There. The red flags were there. And guess what? My first mind was telling me, don't do yourself, woman. Don't do yourself. We all want to be married. We all want to have a man's name, but you cannot be desperate. You cannot be desperate, and you cannot accept the ridiculousness that comes with some of these guys, right, ladies? Thank you for joining. Everyone hit the like button. What do you ladies think? Do you ladies think single women and married women, do you think that, do you have this, that's the word I want to use, the thought process rather, that single women just can't get a husband? Do y'all think that? Put it in the chat if you feel that, if you see a single woman and she's still single in her 50s, right? That she just can't get a husband. There's something wrong with her. Put it in the chat, because guess what? A lot of men, they believe that. They really believe that if they see a single woman, especially up in her 40s and 50s, that it's something must be wrong with them. Why they're not married? It's because we have chosen not to get married to the guy, whoever it was that we were dating. We have chosen not to do so because there are some things there that is not allowing us to go through with it. It's just period. She says, I have a friend that got married July 1993. Oh my gosh, my baby. And her husband left her for a stripper. You see? But even, okay, he left her for a stripper, right? Now, the men are going to say, oh, the stripper must have been doing something right for him to leave. You must have been doing something wrong for him to leave. No, she wasn't doing anything wrong. It's just his mentality that he wants to go out with a damn nasty stripper. That's all. And I'm not saying all strippers are nasty. I'm just saying that's what he wanted to do. Because in this case, it was nasty because he was a married man, right? And so the men in the manosphere and all these guys, they feel that, oh, it's something must be wrong if you're not married. And that's the first thing that comes out of their mouth. You notice that? That they say, that's why you single now. No, that's not why I'm single, sir. I'm single because I want an asshole like you. That's why I'm single. And again, we can sacrifice things as single women. We can sacrifice a whole hell of a lot. We can. But again, it's certain things that we would not tolerate. And that's just period. And I don't think no woman should have to tolerate something she doesn't want to tolerate. Right, ladies? A woman should not have to tolerate something she does not want to deal with. Right, ladies? Just to get married and say she's married. It's like having a husband for show, right? Who needs a husband for show? You need a husband to say, as Miss Linda Gamble says, that her and her husband does everything together. They're friends. They are friends. You want a relationship to where you can stand each other, right? Because I've seen women that honestly cannot stand their husbands. They cannot. Some of their husbands work at night. They're like, ooh, I'm so glad he gone. He don't have to sleep with me. Really? And that's their husband. So it makes you wonder, right? Like, damn. I don't want to go through that. I really don't. And again, yes, I have no problem sacrificing for the little things. But that is not the reason why we're single, that something is wrong with us. That's all I'm saying. She said, no, I think some are looking in the wrong place. True that. Could be true, Shannon. Ain't coffee, no cream. Could be true. Again, sometimes it's the way you dress. It's the type of man that would approach you. We know this. If I walk outside with Daisy Dukes on and a hot top with everything showing, what am I going to attract? Probably a thug or somebody that's disrespectful, right? But when you're dressed up at corporate wear, you notice that you get a little bit more respect. Hi, how are you? But if you're dressed like I said previously, sometimes they'll literally slap you on your behind, but don't even know you the first. Disrespectful. So Shannon says that she thinks that we're looking in the wrong place. But again, I know God says that your husband will find you. But I wonder, should we be going out to, these events or whatever, trying to find a husband? Should we do that? I just don't know. I really don't. She said, exactly. We have choices, right? We do have choices. And my choice is that I'm not going to marry any damn thing. I'm not going to do it. I'm not. And again, these guys that's on here that just constantly belittle and down Black women, and they are Black. You have to realize you have a mother. You're a mother. And I wonder, do they talk about their mothers the same way? Do they talk about their mama the same way? On that podcast, they were calling us Shaniquas and Shaniquas and Zaquitas, saying that they don't date Shaquitas. They date women of none color, right? They date white women. And that's fine and dandy. That's your choice. But don't make it your choice to say that Black women aren't shit. Because we are everything. We are. We are everything, right, ladies? We are everything. We can do anything. And I know we don't like when they say they put the strong narrative on us, but we are strong as hell. We are, and they feel like women fight guys like they're dudes. No, they're protecting themselves. If a man slaps you, guess what? You're going to have to slap his ass back because you're protecting yourself. God didn't say to submit and get the heck slapped out of you, right? You have to protect yourself. And see, that's another thing. They don't like when women hit back. You slap me, your ass is getting slapped back. Excuse my French, you are. And if it goes further, then you will be in Ben Taub, the trauma center. And it's just on period. You can submit to your husband, but you don't have to submit to yourself. What? Ass whoopers, right, ladies? She said, yes, I have a real man, not a bar, because I have my son to raise. Right. And, it's who you bring around your children. And if you see a man paying more attention to your kids than you, then you already know it's a problem there. Get him up out of there. Get him out of there. Because you have some men that date you to get to your children. That's just simple as that. Evil is everywhere. She said, you have to let God lead you in a spiritual relationship. I agree. I really do agree, Linda. I do. And I do believe that prayer is the answer. I do. But, I don't want this narrative out there that women that are single or we older, even if you're 30 years old, they feel like you're too old, that you have to be married. Bullshit. No, it's just that she has not met the right person yet that's equally yoked with her. Right, guys? And, say, for instance, I'm married 20 years, like Miss Gamble, 22 years. And my husband happened to lose his job. I'm not going to leave my husband right then and there because he's lost his job. I'm not going to do that. Because now I can sacrifice that because he would have to look, you have to give him time to find another job. You have to see if he's a go-getter or not, right? She said, actually, you can look, but you can look by while you're looking, but while you're looking, work on yourself and you'll attract the right person. I agree. I do agree about that. And a lot of women say, I'm a good woman. Hell, I really believe I'm a good woman. If you are a good woman, if you can work, if you can cook, if you can, please him, you're a good woman. And that's just period. But I believe right now it's such a, there's so many women out here that are allowing such, just a lot of shit that by the time they get to us, they're spoiled rotten. And they're expecting that from us, right? And guess what? We're not here to give it to them, right, ladies? And they can't understand that because they've been so spoiled by the previous woman. They've allowed the previous woman to turn them into a what? Bitch. So I believe these guys that are out there that's constantly talking about how Black women ain't shh, and that we not married because we ain't shh. I believe that they are not shh. That's what I believe. And that's just on period. Yes, coffee, no cream. Yes. She said, we're the GOAT. Yes. And, it's like they don't appreciate us at all. You have women that stick with their husband. If their husband goes to jail, they stick by his side for the whole entire 5 years or whatever he's in there for. But then this man would get out, literally, and go live with another woman. And you've been with him, down with him from day one since he been locked up. You see what I'm saying? It's like they don't appreciate us. They don't appreciate us. Again, it's nothing wrong with a woman being single at a later age. It's just that we have not met someone who is on our level. Right? She said we have to do self-love. We have to do self-love on yourself, right? You have to love yourself. You cannot, it's just go and go off and marry any damn body. You just can't. You have to consider your children. There's a lot of things to consider, right? You have to consider your children. You have to consider his finances. And guess what? Again, I didn't say he had to be rich. We're saying that he has to be a what? Man about it. He has to be a man about stuff. Know your worth, right? Know your worth. You don't have to be run out and marry somebody that gave you a bubblegum ring, who's not working, who's not doing anything. You don't have to do that, ladies. That's all I'm saying. Again, they have this narrative that stuff must be wrong with you. That's why you're not married. So what, sir? I'm not going to marry no any damn thing. I'm not going to do it. And that's just on period. I'm not. And I know a lot of women on here that are not. And again, you have some women that are married that's going through complete hell. And they feel that, oh, she's a strong woman because she's with her husband and she's submitting to her husband. No, she is playing herself like Willie Foo-Foo, number one. Number two, she's hurting herself by continuing to be with somebody that's hitting her across her head, right? So I do have an article here, guys. In this particular article, as I said, it says, don't settle. It said, don't settle. I was like, wow. After I heard the content creator say that, I was like, wow, maybe she's asking that we settle. And you can settle, but not just for any darn thing. That's my point. You can't settle. You don't have to settle for any damn thing. You just don't, right, ladies? So let's get into this article. It says why women should never settle for less in a man. One of the thoughts is that it says she thought she could change him. She thought she could change him, yet she failed again. All that's left are crushed dreams of what you could have had, while fully well knowing that it could have never actually happened. Because he wasn't who he claimed to be from the beginning, right? Because he turned into another disappointment. Ladies, these guys seem to think that we know after being with these guys that they're going to be a disappointment. We don't know that. Remember, ladies, all men are very nice when you initially meet them, right? They're so sweet and so nice. And we say, oh, he's going to be my husband because he's so good and so nice. And then what happens later on in the relationship? He changes. He starts to show his real true colors. He starts to show that, oh, yes, I will beat you. He starts showing that, yes, I'm on this type of substance. It's something happened, sir. It's something that happened, guys, that made us leave these guys. We don't just leave guys for no apparent reason. We're leaving them because it's something that they're doing extremely wrong. Right, ladies? And that we're not going to accept. Hey, BJ Des, thank you so much for coming, guys. Hit the like button. I appreciate it. Now, it says here, she's tired of having her high hopes crushed every time, right? She's exhausted from putting up with this behavior she should not have to put up with. So it says she's exhausted for putting up with the behavior that she should not have to put up with, right? We shouldn't have to put up with all this extra stuff. Yes, it's okay to put up with some things, and then you work through it and you talk through it and he changes, right? But to constantly just stay there and this guy is still not appreciating you and still treating you like dirt, no. It says here, the solution, don't settle for less. And don't hope that one day less will somehow turn to more. Don't settle for less and don't think that less will somehow turn into more. Because guess what? It rarely does. It rarely does. So, a lot of women say, oh, it's not any more good men out here. I believe there are some good men out here. I really do. And again, it just depends on, say, for instance, he could be a good man, but this lady is making a 6-figure salary. So she's feeling that, oh, he's too poor or he doesn't make enough money for her. And she starts dogging him out. Well, that's not a good relationship, right? They're not equally yoked. It says here, my mom has been treated poorly by men her whole life. This is what this woman's saying. Her mother was treated by men poorly her whole life. She doesn't ask for much. She'd like to know she's being appreciated, right? We all like to know we're being appreciated, loved, and desired, the same as the rest of us. She doesn't need you to send her a bucket of flowers every day, message her 24/7, or treat her as if she fell from heaven at all hours, right? Just the basics, guys. And a lot of these guys just don't have the basics. She says all she asks for is a man who will show her how much she means to him. Right, ladies? Right. And that's something simple. But a lot of times these guys don't even do the simple things. Manosphere, they don't even do the simple things. And you brag on the fact that some of these women are not married as if it's hurting them or if it's a sin or something. No, we still feel totally okay after the fact. She says, so true. People stay hoping that they would change, but we shouldn't settle for less. We are worth so much more, right? We are. And guess what? God is not going to send you somebody. I don't believe that God will send you somebody that is going to, mistreat you and dog you out. He's not. So guess what that means? If you see it ahead of the game, if you see it before you are married, you need to go. Don't even go there because you just started. You're just going to continue the negativity and the toxicity. You're just going to continue it. You can't change them. You can't. So if you want a God-fearing man, right, ladies, if you want a God-fearing man or you find a God-fearing man, somebody that's equally yoked to you, guess what? Then that's fine. Because guess what? If he's a God-fearing man, he's not going to mistreat you because when you love someone, right, you won't hurt them. You would not hurt them. It's just period. Let's see what else this young lady says. She said, all she asks is for the man to show her how much she means to him. All the men she's dated seem to feel like this is just simply too much. She said, all the men she's dated seem to feel like this is simply too much. They accept without gratitude that she cooks and bakes for them, dresses up for their dates, or gives them little presents here and there. When my mom is in love, she cares deeply. And that's all of us. She puts the effort in, right? And we have no problem putting effort in, guys. We don't. But when it gets ridiculous, what can you do? She tries to make it work, no matter how hard these men get. Tries to communicate and come to some sort of conclusion. They prefer to wave their hands as if she was an annoying fly and divert the conversation elsewhere. So they don't have to deal with conflict. The last ex-boyfriend particularly avoided conflict like a plague. Oh, don't they all? She says, when she cried, he went to sleep. When she cried, he went to sleep, guys. If a man loves you, right? If he loves you, he's not going to sit up there and let you cry and just turn around and go to sleep. They're going to show you he don't give a damn about you. And some women say, oh, he shows his feelings differently. Well, in this relationship, he needs to show his feelings the way we need him to show his feelings. If not, then you already know. If he turns his head on you, turns his back to you while you're crying and you're being sorrowful, why be with him? If he's turning his head, he's telling you, screw you, basically. He is. And that's just something I won't tolerate. Something I won't tolerate, that he's expressing himself differently. He's expressing himself negatively, right? And just don't want all that negativity in the relationship. You really don't, ladies. You just don't. Let's see here. She says, when he was running late for their date, he didn't tell her in advance, letting her wait for him for ages. Unappreciative. When she came to visit him after a week of not seeing each other, he played a video game on his computer for 2 hours instead of spending time with her. Yeah, there are some gamers out there, ladies. There's the kind that like the game more than they like you. You can walk around butt naked, and guess what? He's still going to play that game. That's just somebody that's not for me, ladies. She says, when she came to, she said he never suggested going on a trip, never surprised her, always forgot to keep his promises, rarely called. Okay, in this case, ma'am, you should have known what time it is. But she was sacrificing. She was doing everything she could to keep him. The man never called her. He never paid her any attention. He never appreciated her. Right? He just never appreciated this woman. And that's just sad. It really is. It says, it's fascinating how some men can change in the span of 3 months. Right, ladies. They change, guys. Your friends, your guys, they change. You know, we get into these relationships thinking that everything's kosher on it, everything's great, copacetic, but then these guys change. They do. They change, and guess what? They change for the worse, not for the better. They don't. A lot of times they don't, because that's why the relationship ended from the get-go, from the first place, from inception. She says, during the first few weeks, they're simply charming. They bring you flowers. They take you to the movies, shower you with compliments. Yes, they all do. What did I say, ladies? They all start off nice. They do. They all start off nice, and then what happens? Change. She said he treated her. He treated me like a princess. My mom said nobody had ever treated me like that before. Yes, they always initially from the beginning they do treat you like a princess from the beginning, but then as time goes on, you start seeing the real deal. She said in just 6 weeks the excitement was gone. My mom became old news. The princess turned into a forgettable part of his life. She told him her feelings, wore her heart on her sleeve, made herself as an easy conquest, whatever that means. The real question is, shouldn't people just date each other when they feel like it without the silly, a cat tries to catch a mouse kind of game? Because the cat does catch the mouse eventually. And then what? And that's a part of the problem. If you're only a mouse to him, he'll toss you out once he gets bored of playing with you. You can't go out there and look for a cat, ladies. Y'all see that? That was interesting. Was that not? They do like the challenge. They really do like a challenge. But as she's saying that the challenge will soon die down, then what? And again, we can, as women, we're mature women, we can stand the rain. We really can. But it just depends if it's a thunderstorm or something that's just unacceptable. And I know a lot of folks that's married right now, they do accept a lot of unacceptable things. They really do. And that's fine. But it's something that they can work with. It's something that they can work with. But again, I told you I was at this guy's channel and he talked about Black women like a dog. And he was a young Black man. And he really didn't have anything. And one of the ladies got on there and she busted him out. She was like, "You're homeless." But he had all this to say about women, Black women. And I think they're expecting, a lot of these guys nowadays, they're expecting us to, bow down, ride them. Bow down, just ride. But there are women like us who we just have a zero tolerance policy. And again, we can tolerate some things, right, ladies? But we don't have to tolerate every damn thing. All the crap. We really don't. We don't. So as Shannon was saying that, we need to work on self-love and make sure we love ourselves, which I feel that I do. I do. And a lot of other women do. It's just that nowadays, guys, it's like the social media and all these different other platforms have poisoned the minds a lot of our Black men, making them think that they are these kings, right? That can put anything on a Black woman and expects her to take it. It expects her to accept it. Wrong. So let me try to conclude this. Remember, she said that, they're looking for a cat, ladies. Don't let them treat you as a cat. She said, you need to find yourself a penguin. Penguins search for a soulmate, not a distraction. My mom wanted to keep being that princess even after he stopped treating her as such. And that's when she decided less was enough. She decided less was enough. And that's what a lot of women do. They decide that less is enough. No, it's not enough. Less is not enough. We deserve more as women, She said, because less would eventually lead to more. Surely it had to. She clung onto this hope with all her might. She hoped and tried until they broke up long past their expiration date. She says, until the breakup hurt her even more because she held onto the relationship for too long, let herself fall in love even deeper. And now she cries to herself to sleep. Wow. Sometimes people settle for less and decide they're okay with it because they've lost all hope for a better outcome. Often, though, we settle for less because we still secretly, pull this up here, because we still secretly believe that one day we'll wake up and this little pile of rubbish will turn into a gold mine. But it never does, right? It never does. She said, well, men can do lots of things, but they're no magicians by any means. Yes, they can change in some ways, but they're also rigid in others. No matter what you do, you can't make the tree bloom if it doesn't want to bloom itself. Meaning you cannot change a man if he does not want to be changed. If you live like that, you spend every day hoping the tree will start blossoming, only to realize many years later you've wasted your time on a dead piece of wood, and it hurts even more. And okay, guys. So basically, she's saying that, a lot of these women stay in all these long-term relationships. They're like, I've been with him 10 years and still not married. I've been with him 25 years, still not married. My aunt did that. She was with a guy 40-something years. He never married her. She cooked, she cleaned, she ironed his clothes. She sent him to work with 5-star soul food dinners every day. And he still did not marry her. And guess what? He still mistreated her in the end. He did. Hi, Pillow Talk. How are you doing, Precious? Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So, what do you ladies think? I think that we should. Hey, Tawana. Thank you very much. I think that we should somewhat settle, just a little bit, but not settle for something that, first of all, you don't believe in, because guess what? And religion has things to do with it as well, right, ladies? Religion has a lot to do with it as well. Say, for instance, my husband's Muslim, I'm a Christian. Well, if he can continue on with his religion, I continue on with my religion, but really, you're really not as equally yoked. But if you can still love each other and be fine with it, fine with it. But if your husband tries to convert you and you don't want to convert, there's going to be some issues. There's going to be some issues in that marriage. So again, you just have to talk a lot, talk to each other, right, ladies? Talk to each other, ask what he's expecting of you, and tell him what the hell you're expecting of him, right? But again, manosphere, we are not upset that we are not married right now. We are not upset. Yes, we want to get married, but it's not hurting us. They say, like I said, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is when they're arguing with these women on these platforms that's why you're not married. That's why you have a baby daddy and you're not married. Well, sir, have you ever thought that the baby daddy could have done something horribly wrong in the relationship? Have you ever thought about that? But they're just expecting us to do what? Accept it. They are. But black women, a lot of black women, we just don't accept it. We just can't accept it. It's just not in us to accept some of the things that they impose on us, right? We just can't do it. Hi, Jess Valencia. She said, hey, guys, watching from the bushes at work. If you're on in a few minutes, I have a lot to say about this topic. Sure. And I'll drop the link, guys, for anyone that wants to come up and put their 2 cents in. But I just thought this was a good subject because what the other CC said, she said that, I know y'all don't want to go through life by yourself. I know you don't want to go through life doing this alone. We don't. It's not our choice. It's not our first choice to be alone. It's not our first choice to be unmarried, right? It's not our choice. But we are not going to settle for, I'm going to say, beneath the ground. We're not. Just not going to do it. And I'm just hoping that these guys will finally realize it, guys. When you see a woman and a man and a woman and they separate, they break up, there is a genuine reason for it. It's not for the hell of it. And it's not that we are going to sleep with different guys for the hell of it. We women, real women, are in these relationships thinking that they could go further, thinking that you do have a potential to get married, right, ladies? It's not for the hell of it. Now, you do have some women that are up there, bed wenches, but the real women, they think that it's going to go to another level because things are going so right in the first several months, right? But then sometimes when you move in with them, that's when you see the light too. You'll see the other side once you move in with them. So ladies, if you're going to move in with somebody, make sure that you move in with your name on that damn lease or whatever, the deed, the lease, whatever the hell you're moving in, make sure you move in it. Been there, done that one too. But I had means to jump up and giddy up quick. And they were sick, too late. But you make sure when you're moving in with somebody, ladies, make sure your name is on it. Don't move in under no man's name, and your name is not on it, because guess what? He can boot your ass out. And guess what? They will try it. They will try it. Because some of them are trifling like that. They'll try it. They'll boot you right out and then beg for you to come back. Who has time? See, me, a real woman, is not going to go back. Real woman's not going to go back, especially if you called yourself kicking her out. She's not going to go back. But then you have some women say, oh, he's begging, he loves me. No, ma'am. Because he's going to do it all. He's going to do it again. They will show their face. They will show their hands, ladies, in mid-relationship. And then that's when you know either you're going to go for it, either you're going to deal with it, or you can go. And me, I get by. She said, my name is on everything legally. Yes, you have to have it that way. You really do. Now, some women do choose not to get married, and that's perfectly fine. You know, they prefer to stay common law married. It's perfectly fine. But I'm saying that women that's in these relationships that want to get married, they'll actually want to get married. That's a different story. Right or wrong, y'all. That is a different story. If he is not marrying you, you've been asking him to marry you and putting forth all this effort, doing everything you need to do, and he's still not doing right and doesn't want to marry you, you need to make up your mind, ma'am. You need to make a decision to get the hell out of Dodge. And if you stay, guess what? You stayed and you brought all that to yourself. You brought that all on yourself. You did. From that point on, how he treats you, you brought it on yourself because you stayed. Who agrees with that? I sit up and I listen to all these guys on here, black men. They have every excuse in the book. They have all these reasons of why they won't date their own black women and why they won't marry their own black women. Guess what? Women of other races are the same. They are the same. They are females. They are the same. But it seems that they can't see that. They can't see it in them. It's like they're blinded by, I guess, the color or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but they get blinded by these other races that, just because I'm not racist, or I'm just saying, just because they're white don't mean that they're right. It doesn't. And we've seen on here several times football players dating outside of their race. And guess what? The first thing she called him, a what? Ninja. That's the first thing came out of her mouth when they got into it. She called him a straight ninja. And that's one of the most disrespectful words to say to a black male or female, right? And that's the first thing came out of her mouth, was that he was a ninja. She said, meet the person, family members, especially the parents, right? Let's get on that. You have some guys that it's really, that treats you so nice and sweet, but then they treat their baby moms like crap, who they have children with. And they don't even go visit the kids, or they don't allow the kids to come visit y'all. Don't you think something's wrong with that man? Because if he's not treating his kids right or his mother right, he's not going to treat you right. And some women think it's cute that, yeah, girl, I got a baby for him, but he don't do nothing for that child. He give my baby everything. Do you think that's cute, ma'am? It's not. It just goes to show you that he is a failure. He is. He's just no good. And guess what? He's going to treat you the same way. She says, see it all the time. Then they take them right to the bank. Yes, they do. And it's so dizzy. They won't get a prenup or anything. But let it be us. They want us to sign prenups. They want us to, do this and that and this and that, sign this and that. And here it is. We are the ones that a lot of times we do. We're by their side. We stick with them hardcore, right? We do. But those women be gone, baby. They file for divorce, and guess what? They take every dime from them. And guess what happens once they take every dime? They try to run back to us, scurry back to what? Us. I knew I should have went there. Well, too late now, sir. Now, don't get me wrong. I like to date outside of my race. I do. Because of what these, I know I shouldn't put everyone in the same bucket, I know I shouldn't put everybody in the same bucket. I know this. But from what I hear and I see how these black guys are treating us and talking about us like dogs, and if they have that type of narrative on them, guess what? I prefer to go elsewhere. But see, a lot of them, they go elsewhere just assuming or just believing the hype. You get it? Just believing the hype. She says, some men may have another woman on the side. There is where the bad attitude towards the women come from. You're absolutely right about that too, because they will come home and take it out on you when they have a side chick. They really will. And that's how you know too, if they are, doing something outside of a relationship. Then you have the couple say as Ashley Darby on Real Housewives of Potomac. Ashley Darby, she started her relationship with her husband, having other folks in their bedroom. And now she just, all of a sudden, she doesn't want to do it anymore. Ma'am, it's how you started with him. So now he can't understand it. It's mind-boggling to him that she doesn't want to do this anymore. But she's maturing. She's becoming a woman, but, she's maturing as a young woman. She has children now. So, but now he's ready to what? Go. See, it's, a lot of times, guys, right? It's how you start off with them. And that's how you'll finish it. And you do want to meet that right person. You do, but you don't want to have to continue to deal with bullshit. And again, we do believe in working with our mates. We do. We believe in working with them, helping them, trying to, get them up there to where we are, to the level we're at. But a lot of times they just don't want to do it, guys. Ladies, they just don't want to do it. So I'm not in the business of continuing to try to change a man. Are y'all? I'm not in the business of that. She said that's why he's leaving her. Yeah, that's exactly why he's leaving her. And she's in shock mode right now because she can't believe this guy who called her beautiful all the time, who took her out, who travel with her. Now he doesn't even take her anywhere. He went to Vegas without her. Left her right at home. And he did initially say that he did not want kids. And women, if a man tells you he does not want any kids, don't get pregnant. Don't get pregnant on purpose. Don't. If you want kids, then you need to find another person to be with because that wants kids. Because guess what? He's not going to treat you any differently once you have that baby. If anything, he'll treat you ugly. He will. It won't change him. A baby doesn't change a man either. A lot of women think that babies will change a man. No. And that's just on period. So, ladies, the question is, should you settle for less? I'm going to say, no, we should not settle for less. However, yes, we should try to work with them. And if it's something that's workable, then fine. Right? If it's something that's workable, then fine. But if it's just something that's just out of the loop, just out of your, no, don't do it. She said, she sees it all the time. Yes, I see it all the time as well. I've dropped the link, guys. If anyone wants to come up and voice their opinion, come on in and comment right quick. But I really wanted to come on and talk about this because I'm like, these guys think that these guys seem to think that we are miserable, that we're not married. No, we're not miserable. We're not miserable by far. Give me a second. This damn cat. Move. Get. Kitty. Be quiet. So, anyone have a comment? Please click the link. I know just Valencia wanted to come up, but she's at work. 1 second, please. Thank you. She said this was a very good topic to talk about. Yes, it was a good topic. I just want these guys to see that's on this platform and that's elsewhere thinking that women are miserable because they're not married. We're not miserable. Yes, we want a mate. We want to get married, but we're not going to settle for the creepy shit. We're just not going to do it. And that's just period. Guys, if you like this commentary, please hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you want to, please feel free to leave comments beneath the video. Okay. I know that y'all are watching the videos, guys. I hope you guys are liking them as well. I really would appreciate it. But yes, I just wanted to come on and speak about that because, again, I heard the CC. She's a very nice lady, very, very nice lady. And she is married. And she just felt that, she just felt that she knows that we don't want to go through life alone and that we don't want to do everything by ourselves. We really don't. But we are not going to settle just for just zero. We're just not going to do it. We can't do it. I wouldn't feel good as a person or a mother. I just really wouldn't feel good. I wouldn't. So guys, again, if you like the video, if you like the commentary, like the video, again, if you're new, please subscribe. Guys, check out my previous video, The Housewives of Potomac, where we're doing commentary. I really would appreciate it. And I just appreciate everyone coming through today to see, to put your 2 cents in on what's going on, And guys, I hope some gentlemen do see this video and realize that, maybe we are a little too harsh on these women that are single. There are a lot of good single women out there. Yes, sir. There are a lot of good single women out here that can do everything that's expected in a relationship. But, you guys got to kind of meet us in the middle. And like Linda Gamble says, never settle for less than in a relationship, right? Let me just double check here if they did have a conclusion, like a real conclusion to this article. It just basically explains how her mom fell in love with all these different guys and she put forth so much effort and these guys still broke her heart, So it says here, she says, if he gave up on trying to make you happy, it's time to give up on trying to make it work. If he gave up on trying to make you happy, it's time to give up on trying to make it work. Because a lot of women know when it's not working anymore. They know this, but they continue to stay and they just stay and get dogged out, right? We're not in the business of that, single women. We are not in that business. She says, because no matter how hard you try to change him, less is going to be more. She said, less is not going to be more. No matter how much you change him, less is not going to be more. And that's just absolutely true. Might as well go and get yourself the right amount instead. Do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? Thank you so much, Tawana, guys. Please hit the like button. Guys, if you want to join the membership is on $1.89. You want to join? Also, hit the like button. And you're right, leading the gamble. Never settle for less, ladies. Never. You don't have to do it. Don't settle for less. Don't. And don't run out and have a baby for a man that doesn't want kids. Don't do that. Because if they say they don't want kids, guess what? They don't want kids. That would run them away faster than they came. So guys, again, thank y'all so much for joining. I just want to come back on live to discuss that because that really kind of touched me what this other CC said. And I was like, wow, I didn't think of it that way. So, I think we got a lot done today. We talked about a lot today. And again, single women, you don't have to feel guilty about not being married. You don't. Eventually, hopefully someone will come along if it's meant to be. If it's meant to be. Okay, guys, I love you guys. I thank you so much for joining today. I really do. Hit that like button, guys. If you want to support the channel, become a member. However you like to support the channel, I really would appreciate it. I love y'all. Guys, continue to stay blessed. And think about this in this video. Think about what we said in this video. Don't play yourself, basically. Don't do yourself. All right, guys. I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye-bye.